Hi, everybody. Hey, happy Tuesday. Hope you're doing well. While we're waiting on folks to join, remind y'all to go to coopedup.com. That is my website. Check out what I post there. If you are on other social channels, I'm Cooped Up is my handle in most places. Wherever you are watching or listening to this, be sure to click on the bell or whatever notification system they have to let you know when I go live or post new content. And last but not least, if you ever want to text me, 214-949-8599 is my community text number. You can text me anytime. I sometimes text out special deals, updates on things. I was doing vaccine alerts when that was still a thing, all of that. So, hey, Mama, good to see ya. Hey there, Goat Man. Michelle is saying, I know, still doing the research on it. I tell you post about that and everyone has an opinion. So most people are like, okay, this is going to be pure comedy gold. We need to be involved in this. And, I am there for that. If you can give me a chance to make fun of myself, I'm going to take it. Actually, Joan Rivers had I love Joan Rivers so much. Saw her in concert in Vegas once. Fantastic. But she has this famous quote where she says, never be afraid to make fun of yourself. You may be missing out on the joke of the century. I subscribe fully to that. Love her. But God, and can you imagine what she would be saying? What she would have said the last 4 years, especially, but even nowadays, just crazy. But so most people are in that make fun of yourself, have fun with it. Monica's saying get to there, social. I know. I work twice as fast then too. Some people are like, don't do it. You should just hire some guys and whatever. What fun is that? And then some people are even like, well, you have to make sure that you know the poison levels of the plants that are in your yard and blah 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 blah. I'm pretty sure that most people who have goats have not checked the soil toxicity and all of that. I don't know. And they just did. Goats are used by companies to mow hillsides and such. Yes, yes. There's one literally, I could walk to it from my house. I could walk there in like less than 10 minutes. They did a whole hillside. So, goats, Eric, you missed yesterday. There's a whole thing. So, the hillside behind our house, we are on half an acre here in Kessler Park, just in the shadows of downtown Dallas. And it has been taken over by poison ivy and English ivy and all kinds of other vines, invasive kind of stuff, all that. And we have tried to have it cleared out multiple times. It always grows back. And someone said that, or we read about this and we've heard about this, that goats are the perfect, they eat poison ivy. They like all of it. They eat all of it, and you can rent them. That's what we're looking at. Maybe not owning them, but renting them. You can rent goats to clear out a hillside, and it's done in like a week or two, like depending on how aggressive they are. You have to fence them into a certain area, or stake them like a rope on their collar or something in those areas. But that it's very effective, and they get all the way down. Like they eat like all of the stuff, roots and all. Sorry, my allergies today. I was doing okay, and then I went to pick up the kids, and then suddenly that poisonous air hit me again. But also because goats have like 7 stomachs, 5 stomachs, some extreme number of stomachs. It neutralizes the seeds so that the seeds then don't resprout. And then also they trample their own poop or something. I don't know. Somehow it keeps it from coming back, or at least not as aggressively as it was before. So, and they reach high and low, Monica's saying. Yes, they go up and down. Exactly. Anyway, so that is something that we are looking at. Craziness, right? Goats eat trash, they'll be fine. Exactly. We had goats. Monica and I had goats as a kid. This story does not have quite the same happy ending. So we had goats as a kid. My mom and stepdad, this is the story that we were told, at least. I assume it's true. The mama goat got hit by a car, and there were these 2 baby goats that were left, and my parents, my mom and stepdad, picked them up and brought them, and it was like an Angora goat, pretty white. That was mine. And then a Spanish goat, which was Monica's. And so we had these goats, and we lived out in the country outside of Uvalde, Texas. and they just roamed everywhere, ate everything, all the stuff. But they were prone to eating stuff that you're not supposed to eat. And that is one thing I have right. You have to make sure you don't have like rusted stuff or anything in your yard before you get to that. And they broke into our laundry room, which was in the barn. It was attached to the barn that was not connected to the house. They broke into there, and we found them dead in there. At least mine was dead in there from eating Tide bleach, or no, Tide, not Tide Pods that didn't exist then, just powdered Tide, eating the box and then eating the soap, just, dead in there. So not a super happy ending to that story, but it does show you that they will eat anything, so you have to be careful about where you put them. And Aaron is saying, you had me at RV and then air fryer and then Aldi's. Goats is where I get off this train. Next stop, please. Yes, exactly. Who knows? Maybe you're going to be the goat guy of Fort Worth. Oh, my goodness. I joined at Tide and Dead Goats. Yes, you have to watch the replay. It was a traumatic story. We also had, I had a ferret. I had every kind of animal growing up. I had a ferret. We had horses. We had cows. Like, some of them were ours. Some of them were just on the property because I think we rented that property. I even had a pet rat that jumped up and bit me on the nose once. So I love all animals. I'm good with all animals. I don't want a bunch of animals, and I also don't regard. I'm not a pet parent. I've made this clear over the year that we've been doing this. I do think that humans are a superior species to animals, and so I will not be changing my life or destroying my life for the sake of an animal. Michelle is saying, my good friend had a tiny goat named George. He'd get so pissed off when he wouldn't let him into the house that he'd stomp his little foot on the deck and give her the stink eye. Oh, that's so. See, that's the kind of thing that makes me kind of want one, like for our own, or two of them. Call them just little Lucy and Ethel or something like that, right? By the way, did you know that Lucy? I saw yesterday, she died. And like yesterday was her death day. Random thing I saw. This is when you follow gay social media. These are old gay social media. These things, the things you see. Yesterday, I think, was like in 1983. What a mark! Like that is almost 40 years she has been dead. And I love Lucy. I bet you could still turn TV on in some places and still see I love Lucy. And there's all the damn commercials on TV for it and all of that. So. Good for her. Good for her. As you noticed, I am not drinking at the moment. So I'm not drinking. I am delayed drinking. So I am trying to lose some LBs, y'all. I have gained back every fucking pound I have lost, in the history of the world. I found all of them. Found all the weight I lost, and I'm now at my max again. And the camera angle is very, very good. I try to stay tits up so that you can't see, and as the boobs are getting bigger, the camera angles are getting a little higher too. And you will rarely see me turn sideways. But so I'm trying to figure out a way to lose weight, but I can't exercise outside right now because my allergies are so bad. I know I have a full gym in my house, but I'm not even a fucking member. Like, I don't want to go there. I hate exercising inside. Well, I hate exercising, period. Especially inside. So I'm delaying my drinking. I make this like modified Chipotle bowl at the house. I kind of meal prepped, and I could eat the same thing for lunch every day, and I'm fine with it. Chili powder, garlic powder, onion powder, with ground turkey, and then I put it on a bed of iceberg shredded lettuce, some black beans, and a little paste picante sauce. I think it has like 1 point, Weight Watchers point, maybe even less. And it may be 0 even, but it's a very low point meal for Weight Watchers. Love it. I could eat it every day. And so I have been the last couple of days. But the booze, that is the thing that gets me. So if I delay it, because I have a hard stop at 8, because I like my sleep, but I don't like my wine. And so if I drink after 8 or pour a glass of wine after 8, I'll continue to drink if I've got it in the glass. But if I pour it after 8, typically I sleep for shit at night. And so I put that rule in place. I'm pretty strict about that. So now I'm doing the other end. I'm trying not. 4:30 was starting to get to be a really early start. So now if I can delay it to like 6, it just gives me a little 2-hour window, and I am good on that. Jackie is saying, "Don't talk to Aaron, Mister. Yes, I'll do intermittent fasting, but I still drink every night. So jealous, and he still lost 25 fucking pounds. I know. He's also exercising. He's been posting pictures of himself exercising. So that is, and Diane is reiterating, wine is not belly friendly. Oh well, I know exactly. And Eric's asking, did I see pics from this last weekend of Mark, his husband, feeding the goats? He's taking care of them while their owner is in the hospital. Well, they need a new little. Do they need a temporary home? We can take care of them for a while if they need it while they are uh, while they're in recovery. Aren't goats perpetually knocked up? I don't know. Maybe I don't want a boy and a girl. Maybe 2 girls, 2 boys. I don't know. Um, so, and then you said something about staking in a yard. Who said that? How do you take care? Do you guys take care of the goats? Like stake them down yourself? I think so, because I think you have to move them around. Goats are sweet though. I mean, they kind of butt you occasionally, but doing the butt. That's the 3rd time we've talked about that. And Leslie is saying, I cannot get a good night's sleep after drinking wine. Nope. Well, so I'm not going to say that my sleep is great. It's better. When I don't drink, I'm like sleeping like the dead. And the next morning I wake up and I'm like, I'm never drinking again until 6 o'clock. Switch from wine to chocolate. I do love dark chocolate. I don't have a sweet tooth though. That's the thing is like, if you took away chocolate, I'd be like, yeah, that was a good run. If you took away French fries or potato chips or any carbohydrate basically that is very salty, I'll be on the floor just dead out, crying, whining, all that kind of stuff. Hoping that habit will influence me to start drinking later than 4:30, Sandy is saying, yes. So did y'all see so there are 2 Masc things with a double entendre, if you will, that I wanted to talk about today. One, did you see the new CDC mask mandate that came out? So basically, if you are vaccinated and you are outside, you can do whatever the fuck you want. Basically, that's there was one of them that's like, we'll wear a mask if you're in large crowd. And if you're not vaccinated, you can really only hang out with vaccinated people without a mask on. And then everything else is you still need to wear a mask, right? But here's my question, and Todd brought this up when we were talking about it. Why so if vaccinated people who are outdoors, they have almost no, they were like, it's a negligible chance for them to catch COVID, and they're not going to pass it on either. Like you can't give it or get it, basically, if you are vaccinated and you are outside effectively. Why is there still the mask limit or mask recommendations? These are all recommendations also, folks. Keep that in mind. And that's what CDC is supposed to do, make recommendations. Like why for that large crowd? Like if you were at a parade or an outdoor concert or something like that, why, and I'm not advocating for this, I'm just asking the question. If everything else is like, yeah, you can even hang out with unvaccinated people at dinner and at smaller parties and all that kind of stuff, why is that last little category, why do you have to wear a mask still? Like, I don't understand the rationale of that one. Is it because the airflow is not as abundant, maybe? Is it because because it's not the socially distancing, because it says you don't have to be socially distanced in the smaller groups. So anyway, and Leslie got her 2nd vaccine today. Yay, 2 weeks and you're done. Awesome. Hannah is saying, I've had 2 friends who got COVID after being vaccinated. One had almost no symptoms, and one was was out of commission for 4 days. Well, was it after? Were they at maximum capacity? Because you're not. After your first shot, it still takes 2 weeks before you're like 50% vaccinated, and then you have to wait 2 weeks. And this is on the Moderna, but Pfizer's similar. And then you take the other shot. So basically, from day 1 of the shot until it takes like 6 weeks for you to be fully vaccinated. before, I mean, you're at 50% like in the first 4 weeks. So it's like a 50-50 chance. They got it after full efficacy. Okay, I'll believe you. um, so he ran 8 miles the night after we got drunk at 2 a.m. Makes me sick with you. Oh, Aaron is running now? God, if you see me running, you better just start running. So that's what I was wondering about that. So like, how is, well, and Hannah's sickly friends aside, how does that, how do you get from like just the outdoor spaces with people and then all of that? And again, Leslie is correct. It doesn't mean you technically can't get it ever. It just means you're not going to die from it, be hospitalized, all that kind of stuff. And there's still a 5% chance. So the other thing is, I saw someone say, well, what if, because they're trying to do this to incentivize people who are vaccine hesitant or not doing it to get vaccinated, right? Say, hey, look at the fabulous life that you could have if you just get a little shot in your arm twice. And someone's like, well, what if people lie? Well, here's my thing on that. And this is where I start sounding like a Republican or at least a conservative or whatever. If the vaccine protects me and all of that, like if I'm pretty much protected, like I don't care if someone's lying about it, honestly. Like, I mean, I obviously want them to be vaccinated, but if I've already got my shield of protection and it's only a 5% chance and I'm going to be pretty much okay, at this point, I'm like, fuck it, I don't care. I don't care anymore. Just, hopefully I don't play the odds and get sick with that 5%, but I just don't care anymore. Anyway, West Virginia is giving people age 16 to 35 $100 savings bond if they get vaccinated. That's cool. Yeah. But it is, isn't it? I read that because y'all are saying it's 95, not 100%. I know, I get that. But my whole thing is, how is it okay in those other groups, but not in the larger group? Is it just because of the number of people? That's what I don't get, first of all. And everything I've read says it is 100% effective, that you will not going to die from it, pretty much. I mean, maybe not exactly that, but like 99 point something. And it's that 5% is that you're just not going to get symptomatic or be really sick or something. I don't know. Anyway, again, this is news-ish. I'm not a scientist. Do not call me Dr. Fauci. I'm just musing out loud. And I'll let you know after the trade show in July, how does my vaccine stand up against 20,000 people? Well, and here's the other thing, Leslie. So Leslie is a reporter I work with often in one of the major industries in which my PR firm works. And I've worked with her for 20 years at this point. Love you, girl. But the industry is a very conservative industry. So I would not put that industry in a category of heavily vaccinated. So that is, I'm glad you are taking care of yourself. And Carrie, you got it. Listen, if there's anything I've learned in this pandemic, it's that no one else is responsible for enforcing the responsible behaviors of others. And it doesn't even work anyway. People lie. You know, I'd rather have well, no, I don't know what I was going to say. I'm not, erase that thought. The other thing I was going to, and a lot of people are like, well, they're changing the rules again. They're changing the rules again. Well, first of all, that's how fucking science works. You make a hypothesis, then you figure out if it works or not. And then if it does, you update the rules. And if it doesn't, you keep it the way it was. And then you keep doing that over and over and over again. That's how science works. Also, the CDC's job is to make recommendations on how to keep you healthy. It's not supposed to make recommendations on how to keep you in business or anything like that. Same with Dr. Fauci. That's why the other people want to, they're the ones in charge, like the politicians are the ones in charge. Okay, enough about that. The other thing, oh, I do have one more thing on vaccines and stuff. Does anyone have any insight onto when Pfizer is going to be approved for the 12 to 15-year-olds? So I saw that like 3 weeks ago, they applied for it. maximum efficacy of that one too for the 12 to 15-year-old set. They applied for it. The government said that they were going to, FDA, I guess, said they were going to approve it and review it, all that kind of stuff, and that it would go fast. It would be a matter of weeks. And I feel like it has been a matter of weeks. Like, when are we going to get that? Because I'm literally at this point delaying Claire's vaccines for HPV and other things because I don't want to take her in and get her 12-year-old vaccines, because it's the big one where they poke you full, you drink a glass of water, and it squirts out like on a Looney Tunes cartoon. But the so I'm delaying it intentionally. She's not having sex, I hope, so not getting HPV. But I think that's how you get it, right? Or similar relations. And all the other ones she's fine on, and they're wearing masks at school and all that stuff. So I'm actually not worried about that. But I don't want to get her a shot on Monday, and then they're like, "Yay, it's available!" And then, but now you got to wait 2 to 3 weeks. So, if y'all have any insights on that, because that is the one I'm watching very closely. Claire is 12. Mason will be 12 in June, so he will not be up for it quite yet. Okay, and by the way, Claire and Todd are at Bernadette right now, wishing her goodbye, taking the keys to the new owners, getting their money, depositing it immediately into the bank. And then bye-bye, Bernadette. She's still going to be parked out there, so we may see her occasionally, but she is on her way out. And Leslie's saying, hold up on the HPV shot for now. Yes, I am. I mean, all of them. I'm just like, nope. The next vaccine in line is going to be the COVID vaccine if we are literally on the edge of that. So, other thing is, do y'all recognize this guy? So this guy, his name is Justin Baldoni. If you are a fan of Jane the Virgin, he was Raphael on that show. So nice. So we work with this guy for some of our clients. We're helping him with his house in Ojai right now, and we helped him with his house in Culver City before. And every time we hang up the phone with him, someone in my group says, "Damn, that guy is nice," right? He's fine also, but he's nice and so sweet. So he's written this book called Man Enough, Undefining My Masculinity. It came out today. He is so sweet. He sent me a copy. It arrived yesterday. Cooper, you are man enough. P.S. Thank you for my beautiful garage doors. Because that's what my firm specializes is in building materials. But the Shawn Mendes, Jay Shetty, Kamoro Brown from Queer Eye. These are all people. And basically this book is about how masculinity is all fucked up in the world right now, in America in particular. And it's his story about like figuring out, because I always say there's no such thing as boy things, and there's no such thing as girl things, and there's no such things as boy reaction. It's just my things I like, the way I react, all that kind of stuff. Yes, I like scars. Yes, I occasionally paint my fingernails. Yes, I love drag queens. That does not mean that I'm any less of a man, right? And whatever that fucking means. And so that's what this book is basically about, and it's supposed to be great. I've read reviews of it. I mean, they're not going to be posting bad reviews. So I cannot wait to read that. So I just want to look at that. And then if you follow him on he does like these live things on Instagram. And there was one of them that was really interesting. He was on there, and some woman came off or came on and was like, "Take your shirt off." And he stopped and he said, "You know, that's the exact sort of behavior that we are trying to fight here. If you can't say it to a woman, don't say it to a man. Just don't say it. Don't say it." So I thought that was really, really cool. And he has a TED Talk about this. You can Google his TED Talk, Justin Baldoni. It's good stuff. It would be nice to stop labeling and just be. Yes. And what else? Carrie is saying, by definition, science evolves. Yesterday was the 35th anniversary of Chernobyl. And back then, after the explosion, the guidance was just to hang tight. The very worst thing that they could have advised. Vaccine is not Chernobyl. We've come a long way. Yeah. And Eric has heard Justin's TED Talk. It's really good stuff, real powerful stuff. So that's the mask. That's the mask and masculinity part of it. And the other one was the mask wearing part of this. So you talked about traveling, Leslie, and that was something I was going to talk about too. So we leave a week from Sunday, me and the kids, Todd's staying here. we're going to Las Vegas for a week or Sunday through Friday. And we're going to be at the Palazzo. Got a great deal on it. Fantastic deal. Just hanging out at the pool, eating, drinking, having fun. Maybe doing some zip lining down through Fremont Street, all that kind of stuff, right? Just hanging out. And I might rent a car. We might drive out to Hoover Dam if that's open. Although I looked and it wasn't open last I saw. So I don't know. We'll have to keep an eye on that. But anyway, one of the things that I was thinking about is, do y'all unpack your suitcases when you travel? Like when you get someplace, do you unpack them into the drawers and hang everything up and all that stuff? Because I do. And people think that is so weird. Some people are like, you're such a weirdo. I cannot stand, like, even for one night, I do not like living out of a suitcase. The rummaging, the not having things in the right place. Part of the way I cope with my ADHD is that I try to make a point not to remember, like have to search for things. So I give things homes and want them there. And so I unpack everything. My suitcase gets totally emptied. I mean, literally, if it's one night, I might do it. If it's one night, what I will actually probably do is just pull out the clothes that I'm going to wear, close my suitcase up. I don't leave it out. But if it's more than one night, I fully unpack, empty the suitcase out, put the suitcase like on the shelf at the top of the closet, all of that stuff. Absolutely, I unpack. Michelle is saying that's why they provide a dresser and a closet. I agree. For sure, hang clothes every time. I don't always unpack the folded items. I literally unpack everything. Eric he's a rummager, and you used to travel a lot. You'll be getting back to it. And Leslie does not unpack the drawers, but I do hang things. I just don't like seeing my suitcase out also. I don't like the wasting that real estate by just having it out. Like, I want everything clean. I want all the space. I want all of that. And plus with us, we got so many. I take a garment bag for the stuff that needs to be hung, Eric says. I got for Todd this bag, and it is a tote bag that unfolds, and it is a garment bag that you put stuff in, you zip it up, and then the sides zip up, and it turns into a tote bag. It is the coolest bag. I got it for either Christmas or birthday or anniversary a couple of years ago, and he's been using it. It's a little heavy, but it's a really nice bag. I like it. And what are you saying? What else are you saying? Oh, Leslie has zipline there. That's great. Carrie's, yes, I unpack at a hotel ASAP, but when I come home, suitcases lay open for a week until I've unearthed all the things I need from daily life. Todd does that too. Todd will have the suitcase in, blah, blah, blah. This is what I do. I literally will take my entire suitcase immediately to my laundry room. I will unpack it, wash everything, even if it's clean clothes. I wash everything that was in my suitcase so that it gets into and then throw it in the dryer so that it is in the laundry routine already, so that my suitcase is not hanging out. Todd will literally wear every piece of underwear that he owns before he does something with the suitcase. It's not my suitcase. I'm not in charge. I am not your mama. I'm not going to unpack your suitcase for you. Let's see. What else? Monica unpacks too, but if someone had a... But what if someone had a bunch of dildos or some shit like that in those drawers? I'd rather just drag the camper. Well, I have so many thoughts on that. Did you get Todd a Spiral? No, it's from a Dallas company. I can't remember the name. It's leather. It's beautiful. It was super expensive. Crystal's heading to Baltimore on Thursday, then Puerto Rico until Monday. I won't for one night in Baltimore, but will when she's in Puerto Rico. And Sandy's a gypsy, so I make everywhere I go a home. She unpacks. That's funny. And take the kids to the Stratosphere if they like thrill rides. I've never been there myself. I've only been down to Fremont Street, I think, twice ever. And one time we went down there and we went to this, and it was Monica and Mike were with us, and we went to this miniature little casino, and Todd like instantly won so much money, well, for this casino that they had to open the machine to get it out. and it was like $200. It wasn't a lot, but this little one was like. And then we went over to the Las Vegas club, and we spent like 6 hours playing penny Monopoly or something. Okay, that raises a question. Carrie says, we'll go a little long here. If you travel with toys, do you put them on the nightstand? I don't travel like that. So, I don't know about y'all. I do want to be respectful that people are coming in and out of the room to clean it. So I've told y'all about the time that we were in New York. I've told the story before. It's always good. And the housekeeper comes out, points to Todd and goes like that. Monica and I dead on the floor, puddles, just dying. Todd gets ashen face. The woman grabs him by the wrist and pulls him into the room. He walks out and we're dead. And we're like, what happened? She wanted to know if she could borrow my charger, he said. This is the international sign for phone charger, according to housekeepers at the Belvedere Hotel in New York City. That's where it was. What hotel are we staying at? We're staying exactly. If you'll, oh yes, exactly. So, alrighty. Limited housekeeping in Vegas. I am fine with that. I actually don't want them coming in every day anyway. I usually do the little thing that says "do not disturb" or whatever. Because I'm fine with you not making my bed. I'm fine with you not doing all of that business. So. Alrighty, well, I'm going to go. There is one thing. Tonight is that helpusadopt.org virtual gala. So if you go to helpusadopt.org, you can click on it. Sutton Foster, the actress, it's at 7 o'clock Central Time, 8 o'clock Eastern. Sutton Foster, the actress, she's on Younger, she's on Broadway. Everyone loves her. She is going to be talking about her adoption journey, and there's a silent auction that has a lot of really good stuff that's going for cheap. Like you can get a Dude Ranch experience for two for like $900, and you can stay in Mexico at a 5-star hotel for 5 nights or 4 nights, something like that, for $2,500. Like it's good stuff. Helpusadopt.org, and then there's a virtual gala clicker button thing at the top. So be sure to check that out. Alrighty, and Sarah's saying it's Vegas. They have seen worse. I cannot even imagine. It's like going to get a pedicure, and I've got this like funky ass toe from when I dropped a clock on my toe. It damaged the nail bed so bad that from one point on, my toenail is just kind of like it's like zombie gray. It's gross. It looks horrible. It looks like I have a fungus. It is not, literally just dead underneath it. And I always have to remind myself, these people, women mostly, have probably seen way worse, more disgusting, actually funky feet. So they're going to be okay. Anyway. Alrighty, well, I love you. It's important to know you are loved. I got an hour until I can start drinking. What can I do sober for the next hour? We'll see. Don't shoot yourself to death. If you're vaccinated, you don't have to wear a mask outside. Woo, woo. And I'll talk to you later. See you tomorrow. Carrie, are you on tomorrow? I assume you are. And with that, I'm going to say bye. Love ya. See you tomorrow for another episode of Cooped Up Live. Should I say bye?